everyone. Welcome. Thank you for joining us live. This is my beautiful daughter, Jordan, who came in from Chicago for this event. This event only.
Yeah, that's exactly why.
Awesome. All right. Jordan's favorite pose to start in is child's pose. So everybody get comfortable on their mats. I'm going to hop off screen, and we're going to have a beautiful model today. Socks off. The studio here is freezing. I asked our landlord to turn off heating to save on utilities. So everyone finding that wonderful child's pose. I've talked about this pose in the past. This is our go-to pose. Bringing thoughts inward, becoming aware of your breath. Taking those deep inhalations, those deep exhalations. Continue to breathe. That's the best we can do. We have our breath. Begin to walk your hands off the mat to the right side. And just get that nice long side body. Perhaps you take that left hand and set it on top of the right hand. And just reach the hips long. Get that nice deep stretch from the fingertips all the way down to that side waist. Next inhale, walk your hands to the center and exhale over to the left. And then taking the right hand on top of the left. Beautiful job, Jordan. Wonderful pose. And on your next inhale, go ahead and come back to the center. Take a couple of breaths here. Filling up the back body. Feeling that nice stretch in the back. Slowing your breath down. Bringing full awareness to your breath this morning. On your next inhale, go ahead and come on up to hands and knees. And set those hands right underneath the elbows and shoulders. Just a tabletop position here. And let's just begin moving into cat and cow. Just full focus on your breath. Perhaps closing your eyes and just inhale, drop the belly and lift the heart. And exhale, round the spine, arching the back. And just continue to flow. Inhale, looking up. And exhale, rounding, growing the arms longer. Inhale. We're going to add the feet here in just a moment. So exhale, round into cat. Press the tops of the feet to your mat. And on the inhale, tuck your toes under. Exhale, round. And go ahead, press back to down dog. Looks like Jordan's ready to go for it. All right, there we go there. So here, feel free to walk your dog. Isn't that a great time of year now to be walking dogs? Seems like not much else can be happening. So just feeling those hamstrings and opening up the shoulders. Try to press away with all 10 fingers, lengthening the spine. Perhaps just a little slight bend to the knees. All right. From here, let's just take the hands, walk them back one at a time to the feet, and just hang here in your forward fold. And just allow that hinge to occur at the hips. Perhaps you reach your hands to the opposite elbows and just create a little bit of a swaying action. Letting go of head and neck. And again, keeping that slight bend into the knees. This forward fold at the beginning of our practice is all about just relieving tension in the neck and the shoulders. Beautiful. All right, go ahead and drop the hands down to the floor. And let's just walk ourselves out to downward facing dog again. Perfect. On your next inhale, wave out to plank. Just going to do a little grounding vinyasa. Exhale, slowly lower chaturanga. Knees can always come down first, whatever your preference. Inhale to your back bend. And exhale back to down dog. And just keeping hands and feet planted to the mat. Let's go through that same vinyasa flow one more time. Inhale, lengthen out to plank. Exhale, lower with your breath, chaturanga. Inhale, peel up, up dog or cobra, and back to downward facing dog. Beautiful, Jordan. All right, let's all come down to hands and knees here. Perfect. And let's step the right foot forward next to that right hand. We're just going to do a nice low plank here. Draw your hips forward and take your arms up overhead, crescent moon pose. If you don't have, the proper positioning for that knee and that kneecap's not feeling great, go ahead and tuck those left toes under and adjust that knee just a little bit if you need to. Lengthen through the fingertips, drop the shoulder blades down the back. And on your next exhale, go ahead and take your hands down to the mat. Step back to your downward facing dog. And again, on your inhale, we're going to wave out to that plank. We're going to warm the body here just a bit. And on your exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale to your back bone of choice. And exhale, downward facing dog. And then again, just slowly coming down to those hands and knees. And we're going to step the left foot forward for that low lunge on the other side. Crescent moon pose. So maybe perhaps taking your gaze up towards the ceiling, getting just a little bit of a back bend. Jordan has a beautiful back bend practice, so we are going to be warming up the back here a little bit. I'm going to exploit Jordan. It's so fun. All right, exhale, hands come back down to the mat. Step on back to your downward facing dog. Beautiful. Awesome. All right, this time look up to your hands. Step or jump your feet forward. Next inhale, rise up halfway, lengthening the spine. Exhale to fold. And inhale, let's go ahead and root to rise, all the way up to standing. As my friend Rhonda would say, circle sweep your arms up. Now exhale, bring your palms together, lower down to the heart space. Anjali Mudra, prayer pose. We're going to move through a full sun A. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Inhale, exhale, swan dive over, let all that breath out. Next inhale, come up halfway. And on your exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, send the legs back to plank. Beautiful. Slowly lower, chaturanga. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 connecting breaths here. See if you can make those inhales and those exhales about the same length. And after that third exhale, look up to your hands, step or jump your feet forward, take your time, rising up halfway to lengthen the spine. Exhale to fold. Inhale, root to rise, come all the way up to standing, circle sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, hands come together, lower them to the heart space. Grateful for our practice. All right, we're going to move into Sun B. So Sun B starts in chair pose. So just begin to bend the knees, reach the arms forward, lift the heart, tuck the tailbone under just slightly, engage the core. And we'll just be here for the remainder of the video. Sound good, Jordan? Awesome. Exhale, hinge and fold forward. Inhale, come up halfway, lengthening the spine. On your exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, send those legs back to plank. Whenever you're ready, just lower them down to chaturanga. Feel free to take your time. This is a nice full vinyasa class. You could come to hands and knees instead at any point in time. Not sure I'm going to get Jordan to talk herself into doing that, but we're freezing here in the studio. There's no heat. Inhale, take that right leg up behind you, 3-legged dog. And then step that right foot forward, plant it as close to that right hand as possible. planting the back left foot, rise up to warrior one. So the other option would be what Jordan is demonstrating is high lunge. This is actually safer on the knees. Glad Jordan's doing this version because she has had ACL repair. Awesome. Now on your exhale, you're going to take those hands down to the mat, step back, plank pose, lower chaturanga. Inhale, peel up, cobra. Exhale, back to your downward facing dog. And on your next inhale, that second side, left leg reaches up behind you, three-legged dog. Extend the leg. Step that left foot forward, close to that left thumb. Take your time getting there. Root up for warrior one or high lunge version. And that's just a preference. Less torque on the knee in this high lunge, but it demands a little bit more strength and balance. Find that gazing point if you're in that high lunge. That'll help steady your balance. Root back through that right heel, lengthening that back leg, gauging the hamstrings. All right, exhale. Hands come back down to the mat, step back, plank pose, lowering chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, and exhale, downward facing dog. Let's take 3 connecting breaths here. Nice to see so many of you guys joining. Hopefully you're practicing. We're not commenting at this point. This will be available live later on if you need to again, go through this practice. All right, on your next inhale, you're going to step or jump those feet forward. Jumping is overrated, so I prefer to step too. Inhale, come up halfway, lengthening the spine. Exhale to fold. And on that inhale, circle sweep the arms all the way up. Reach the palms together. Exhale, lower the hands to the heart space. Just close your eyes here just for a moment. Sense if your body is starting to warm. Connecting with your breath. I'm going to add on to that Sun B series. Again, coming into chair pose. Lengthening through the fingertips, tucking the navel to the spine. Draw the sit bones down towards the earth. Exhale, hinge and fold over, forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands. Step those legs back to plank. When you're ready, you're lowering chaturanga. Beautiful. Inhale, back bend, and exhale, downward facing dog. All right, we're going to take that right leg up behind us, three-legged dog. We're going to just get a nice long stretch here. We're going to begin to twist open to the right. So perhaps bending that, that right knee, maybe letting the heel drop down towards the floor. We're just getting a little stretch into that thing. Yeah, I knew this was going to happen. Perhaps you want to flip to that wild thing. Just an option. Beautiful, Jordan. All right, now the trick is to come back into that three-legged dog. Awesome. And then step that right foot forward. Find your either high lunge or warrior one pose. And then Jordan, I'm going to go ahead and ask you to pivot open to warrior two. Gaze is going to be over those right fingertips. That right knee is right over the ankle. Awesome. All right. Keeping that right knee strong, right over the ankle. Go ahead and let's come into that reverse warrior. Flip the right palm up, take it up overhead. Perhaps take the left arm and wrap it around that side waist. Exalted warrior, dancing warrior, all kinds of wonderful names for this beautiful pose. Now from here, we're going to take that right forearm down to the right thigh and the left arm alongside the ear for extended side angle. Lengthen through those left fingertips. Now begin to take the weight off of this right shoulder. Parallel your arms. You feel that core engaged. And almost like you're isometrically squeezing them all together. And then we're just going to inhale, take those arms up overhead, straighten that right leg. Drop the arms down to a T. And then on your exhale, go ahead and hinge forward towards that triangle pose, legs straight. Beautiful. All right, on your next inhale, come on up to a T. Bend that right knee, warrior two. Cartwheel the hands down to the mat. Step back for your connecting vinyasa. So moving with your breath, whatever vinyasa that works for you. Could be cat and cow, you know that's my favorite. All right, second side. So wild thing might be kind of hard on this side, Jordan. Take that left leg up and then really extend the body. So, you know, I don't think we're just going to appreciate you setting your foot on top of her head. So folks at home, if you have room to flip your dog, twisting open, bending that left knee. Flip your dog if you have space and room and can comfortably do that. And then coming back to your three-legged dog. Perfect. And step that left foot forward, finding either that high lunge or warrior one. Beautiful. So planting that back right foot, we're going to pivot open to warrior two. Gaze is over those left fingertips. I love in Jordan's warrior two here how she has equal and opposite energy flowing out from the shoulders to the fingertips. Maybe just perhaps lower those shoulders down and back just a little bit. Beautiful. All right, let's reverse that warrior. Flip the left palm up and reach behind the back with the right. From here, we're going into that extended side angle. Left forearm down to the left thigh, right arm reaches alongside of the ear, really extending through those right fingertips, creating that nice long diagonal from the upper corner of the room all the way down to the right pinky toe side of the foot. All right, here comes the core work. Parallel the arms. Jordan makes it look easy. And then very slowly rise up, straightening that left leg. Hands drop to a T, and then descend into triangle pose. Legs are straight here. Try not to hinge forward too much. Remember, this is more of a lateral stretch to the hips and to the side waist. Beautiful. Opening the heart to your right side of the room. On your next inhale, you're going to come up to a T. Bend that left knee, warrior two. Cartwheel the hands down on the mat. Move through your connecting vinyasa. Moving with your breath. Take 3 connecting breaths here in your down dog. Perhaps you want to drop to the knees, reach the hips back to a child's pose. That's fair as well. Sometimes we just need a little extra time to bring focus to the breath. I know in a real class we might be doing some little adjustments here. Jordan has requested no adjustments today, and practicing social distancing, we're going to honor that. All right. Look up to your hands, step or jump your feet forward. Rise up halfway, really lengthening the spine. Exhale, bow back over those legs. Inhale, we're going to drop the hips towards the heels. We're coming back into our beloved chair pose. And just because I have Jordan here, we're just going to kind of elaborate on this just a little bit. So lift your heart up just a little higher, fingertips towards the ceiling. You can still root and tuck that tailbone down, but let's see if we can just lift the heels up, coming up to our toes. Find that gazing point to steady your balance. Staying up high on the tippy toes, press all the way up to standing. You got it. And then on your exhale, lower the heels, lower the hands back down. Beautiful. All right. We're going to do a little vinyasa. We're going to come into our pigeon pose next. So inhale, sweep those arms up overhead. And on your exhale, hinge and fold forward. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands. Perhaps jump the legs back if you like. Lower down when you're ready, chaturanga. Inhale, peel up, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. So for pigeon prep, we're going to take that right leg up overhead behind us. There you go. And then bend your knee, tuck your knee into your chest, wave out to plank, angle that shin for pigeon. So your right knee goes towards the right wrist. Perfect. And when you're ready, go ahead and hinge forward, sleeping swan pose. We're going to get that familiar stretch in that right hip. So we're stretching a little muscle called the piriformis. Are you feeling that, Jojo? Okay. This piriformis muscle is probably about 4 inches long. It gets very tight when we're sitting during social distancing and hanging out on our computers all day. So giving ourselves some self-love, moving through yoga is a great thing for us. Let's taking a few more breaths here. Very slowly, start to rise up. All right. Now, you can take your pigeon pose to whatever place you want here. So what we're going to do is perhaps to start to look over your shoulder, your left shoulder. And a lot of times in classes, I call this our virtual screaming pigeon. So perhaps maybe you just have the ability to look over the shoulder. Maybe you can free the hands up a bit. Maybe you can bend that back left leg, perhaps reach for the foot with the hand, take that right arm up. There's all kinds of great versions here. You can start to bring that foot to the crook of your arm. Maybe, maybe not. Honoring, Jordan's a little bit of a runner, so a lot of times you get really tight in those front quads, and that doesn't make that very easy. All right, now on your exhale, go ahead and bring the hands forward, framing that forward knee. Tuck your left toes under. Go ahead and step back to downward facing dog. Feel free here to pedal the legs out, or maybe you want to take that right leg back up to the sky and circle the hip. Shake the knee out of it. Get some circulation back into that right hip. Whatever you need to do. Alrighty, and then for the second side, take that left leg up behind you, three-legged dog, just extending here. Draw the knee toward your nose, wave out to plank, and then angle the knee across your mat. Just make sure that that knee is wide. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, go ahead and fold forward, sleeping swan pose. Bringing your awareness to your breath. Perhaps you notice little differences on sides. Very normal. If your thoughts wander here, just keep bringing them back to your breath, those full inhalations, those full exhalations. And slowly rising up. And we're going to start to move again into that virtual screaming pigeon. So everybody just take this at your own rate. Just maybe looking over that right shoulder, lightening the hands and the weight. Maybe you stay there. Maybe you start to bend that back right leg. Perhaps you reach for the foot. If you can continue to bend the knee and bring that foot towards the crook of your arm, you can do that. If you can extend that left arm up, beautiful. If you want to roll out of the pose, you can do that as well. Beautiful, Jordan. Yeah, awesome. All right, replant those hands on down to the mat when you're ready and step back to downward facing dog. Again, taking time here to nourish that left hip. So you can pedal the legs, you can take that left leg up behind you and circle the hip one way, circle the hip the other way. And then let's all come on down to hands and knees. Let's go ahead and walk the knees wide. Big toes come together. And take the hips back for a wide knee child's pose. Bringing your awareness to that breath. All right. Ease your way back into downward dog, please. Just take your time. Rooting the hips back, lengthening the spine, opening up the shoulder blades just a little bit. Nice. Press away with the bases of all 10 fingers. Again, just perhaps a little micro bend into the knees and root the heels to the mat. They don't have to touch. They're just heading in that direction. Alrighty. We're going to look up to the hands, step the feet forward, take your time, rise up halfway. Exhale to fold. And inhale, root to rise. Soften the knees, press through the feet, come all the way up to standing. Let's leave our arms reaching up for the sky. We're going to move into a little balance pose here. So we want to find a drishti, that non-moving spot on the wall. If you're at home and you don't trust your balance and you want to move on closer to the wall, that's fine. We're going to be going into a dancer's pose here. So this is essentially what we've been prepping for with those back bends. We're going to go ahead and just take that right hand down along our side, bend that right knee. Perhaps the thighs just stay parallel for a moment while you reach for the foot. If you can, reach on the big toe side of that foot. There we go. And then for dancer's pose, we're going to try to keep the heart lifted here just for a little while. Push and kick that foot into the hand. Feel your back body engaging. Keep kicking back, finding that back bend. If you need to inch forward a little bit, you can. Strong standing leg. Beautiful pose. And when you're ready, you're going to release that foot back to the ground, and you're going to go ahead and fold over. Counter pose for that back bend. Feel free here to take the hands to the opposite elbows and just create a nice little And release the arms. Come up halfway, lengthening the spine. Exhale, bow back over the legs. And on your next inhale, root to rise. Come all the way back up to standing. Stretch with the fingertips. Find your gazing point, your drishti. Drop those elbows just like into their sockets, shoulders into their sockets. And then we'll start to take that left hand down. Bend the left knee. Maybe the thighs just stay parallel while you get in position. Beautiful. And then begin to kick the left foot back into the hand. Push, push, push. Feel that engagement of the back body. Just find your edge here. See if you can keep the left knee kind of facing the mat. It's easy to kind of open that hip up. Jordan's not doing that. I'm just saying. Okay, there we go. I threw off balance. There you go. Go ahead. Once you find this pose, go ahead and fold forward when you're ready. Beautiful. Inhale. Come up halfway, lengthening the spine. And on your exhale, fold. Inhale, roots rise. Come all the way up to standing. All right. And take the hands down to the heart space. Let's go ahead and bend the knees. We're coming to that chair pose, and we're going to do a couple of twists here. So you may need your block. If you can grab your block, you can bring it close to your left foot. If you have one, may or may not need it. So we're just going to begin here by rooting the hips down, coming nice and deep into your chair pose. Take a nice deep inhale to prepare, and on your exhale, we're going to twist to the right. So you're taking that left elbow to the outside right knee. Now pressing the palms in towards each other. Awesome. Now this is where the block is going to come into play. In our twist, we're going to go ahead and just take that right arm up to the sky, step the left leg back, and your left hand is going to come to the top of that block, twisting the heart open for a twisted lunge here. Breathing. Reaching through that back left heel. Beautiful. All right. Now, very slowly with care, we're going to come back to hands at the heart space in the twist here. Step that left foot forward and come back to the midline. Perfect. Go ahead and hinge and pull forward. Perhaps shake your head yes, shake your head no. No more online yoga. Yes, I love online yoga. Alrighty, bend the knees, come on back into that chair pose. Go ahead and take your block and move it on over to that right side of the foot. Deepen your chair pose, so tucking the tailbone under, engage the core. Take your nice full inhale and twist to your left. Beautiful. Now, one thing I'd love to do here is sometimes take that top hand, make a fist, and press it into the flat hand. Yeah. All right, go ahead and take that left arm up to the sky. Perfect. You're going to take the right leg back. Right hand sets to the block. Twist the heart open. Extend through that lifted left hand. Maybe the gaze goes up. Really opening the heart. One more thing is to reach through that back right heel. All right, now with mindfulness, we're going to very carefully set those hands back into the twist at the heart space. And then step your back right leg forward. And coming back to chair, exhale, hinge and fold forward. Nice. Inhale, up halfway, lengthening the spine. Exhale, fold. Now start to bend your knees here. We're going to come really low until we can plant the hands to the mat. And we're going to take, let's go ahead and take each leg back to plank. And lower all the way down to the belly, chaturanga. Beautiful. And the good news is we're going to go ahead and stay here for a few moments. So let your hands drape alongside of your hips. Turn your cheek one way or the other. And just allow yourself to rest here. Bringing awareness to your breath. Starting to take our practice back down to the mat, back down to the earth, grounding for a bit. Let's just bend the knees and begin to just windshield wipe them from side to side. Just a nice release in that low back, creating just a gentle twist. And then on your next inhale, come on up to your forearms for Sphinx pose. And then press into the tops of the feet, the tops of the thighs. Lift up through the crown of the head. So you're really just getting length through the body here. Beautiful. All right, we're going to move into bow pose. So we're going to go ahead and go for the full bow because we've already done the standing half dancer, essentially on both sides. So just begin to take your right arm back, bend that right knee, reach for the foot, and then take your left arm back, bend the left knee, reach for your left foot. Pushing the feet into the hands. Beautiful. Feeling that back engage. And now just rocking here just a little bit. If you haven't had a full breakfast, this might feel great. Awesome. There we go. All right, now on your exhale, go ahead and come all the way back down to the mat. Release everything. Perhaps bend the knees again and windshield wipe the feet from side to side. Releasing that low back after those back bends. Beautiful. All right, lowering the feet. Let's press up to hands and knees. And we're going to move into some dynamic twists here. This should feel great. What we're going to do is look down at that right hand, spread the fingers nice and wide. Inhale, take your left arm up and open. Now on the exhale, we're going to thread it underneath, and we're just going to reach. So then the next inhale, come on back up, stretch open. Exhale, thread through, reach. Not staying yet. Inhale, reach up and open, opening the heart. And exhale, this time go ahead and reach through as far as you can to that right side wall. Lower the shoulder, the head. Beautiful. Now, any version you want to do of this pose, if you want, you can take that right arm to the ceiling. You can let it drape behind your back. Sometimes I even like to take that palm of the hand and set it right on that low back, just for a little bit of support. And you can feel that nice twist happening, starting at the sacrum on up. One more option here, if you want, keeping those hips nice and stable, just start to take that right leg back, toes to the mat. Perfect. All right. Carefully take that right arm back down. We're going to unwind. And if you want to go ahead and pass that left hand all the way back up to the sky, twisting open. And then left hand comes on back down. We'll switch sides. So looking down at that left hand, that's your strong arm. So spread the fingers wide. See if you can even shift some of your weight into the left fingertip. So it's not all the heel of your hand. Inhale, the right arm reaches open. And on the exhale, thread it through. Just reach as far as you can. Inhale, come on back up. Exhale through. You know the drill. One more time. Inhale, open up, stretching open. And on your exhale, thread through. Reach for that left side wall as far as you can. Make sure your neck is in a comfortable position. Necks are a little tricky with this pose. If you want to take that left arm up and bind it behind your back, that's great. Palm to the sacrum if you prefer. Not a right or wrong here. This is your practice, absolutely, 100%. Comfort of your home. Do what feels best for you. Honor your body. If you want to take any other version of this pose, you could take that left leg back, toes to the mat. Extend through that left heel. And then very slowly taking the left hand back down to the mat, hands and knees. Alrighty, let's move through just a couple of cat and cows. We've done a lot of back work today. We have some options of a few more back bend poses. And just keeping that spine nice and nourished. Beautiful. And then slowing that down, let's sit back in hero's pose. See if you can keep the thighs parallel together. If you're at home and this is a little rough on either the tops of the feet or the knees, you can always slip a block between your calves. Take a couple of breaths here. Take maybe your hands and stack them on your lap. Draw your shoulders back. Take a couple nice, easy breaths. We're going to do a couple of simple twists here. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Now on the exhale, twist to your right. So that left hand comes to the right thigh. And just, light lifting on those back fingers. Beautiful. I think this is Jordan's first practice with me. Full practice. Yeah, it's been several years. Inhale, sweep those arms up overhead. And exhale, twist and turn to your left. And next inhale, reach the arms skyward. Exhale, hands to the heart space. And we are going to ease into a seated position. So this can happen in a variety of different ways. You can come to hands and knees. You can cross at the calves. Walk yourself back to a seated position. And let's take our legs forward. We're going to do a nice deep forward fold here. So flex the ankles, draw the toes towards you, whispering the hands alongside of our hips. Now press through the heel of the hand, draw the shoulders back and down. On your next inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. And on your exhale, hinge forward. Reach through the heels, lead through the heart. And then just allow those hands to come down to either side of the shins. Good morning, hamstrings. So this is going to be our go-to stretch for hamstring tightness. It is actually much better and much safer than down dog. Just saying. Next inhale, come on up halfway. Exhale, fold back over. This time on your inhale, stretch your fingers forward, up overhead. Exhale, hands come to the heart space. So we're just going to kind of mindfully bring the soles of our feet together. See if you can keep your palms pressing at your heart space and just walk your feet in, soles of the feet together for bow and angle. And then if you want, you can take your peace fingers to your big toes and inhale, sit up nice and tall. On your exhale, hinge and fold forward. Perhaps take those elbows wide and pull on those big toes as the big toes are pressing together. You might even get just a little bit of traction in the wrists as you do this. Inhale, come on up. All right. And exhale, release the legs. Let's step the legs forward. You guys know that I normally get to this point in my practice and I say that I have a love-hate relationship with my core. So what we're going to do is a little core work, a little boat pose. So gather your legs and draw them in towards your chest to begin with. And then take your heels and draw those in close to your sitting bones. But lengthen the spine, find your balancing point. And then we're just going to unfold like a lotus flower. We're going to take those arms out in front of us and then start to reach the heels up. Go at your own speed. Maybe the knees stay bent, maybe you start to straighten them, but keep the spine nice and long. Very slowly, you're going to take those feet back down to the earth. Inhale, take the arms up overhead. And on the exhale, drop those knees open and fold forward. And just hang out here with your breath for a couple of full inhalations, full exhalations. Nice. All right, walk yourself back up. Take your feet, clasp them to the mat, and come on down to your forearms. We're just going into windshield wipe the legs back and forth, just getting that great massage in the low back and the hips. And then make your way all the way down to your back. Hug your knees into your chest here. Maybe a little rock side to side. Perhaps you want to take a happy baby, just your choice. Hands reach to the outside edges of your feet. This is a great option here is like an open rocker pose. You can straighten one leg, bend the other. Just kind of rock and move back and forth. Just make this feel good. Again, this is completely your practice. Alrighty. Before we go into our Shavasana, we'll have about 5 full minutes in Shavasana. I want us just to kind of tune into what our body is asking for. It's absolutely impossible to get every stretch into every class that we do. So just kind of sense what your body is ready for now. If you're ready to go right into that Shavasana, I wouldn't blame you one bit. I know Jordan might be ready for a back bend pose or a full wheel. Perhaps you have a block handy and you want to do bridge on the block or just a bridging pose. So bridging is a great prep pose for wheel because it opens up those hip flexors and it gets you rooting down through the feet. A little bit of back work. And then whenever you're ready, go ahead. Come on into that wheel pose. All kinds of fun things you can do here and come up onto your toes. Perhaps you can take one foot up to the ceiling. We'll work on that later, Joe.
No, I can do that one. I don't think so.
your time here. Whatever pose you're working on at home, if you've decided to take some nice twists, make sure you even out the two sides. If you've decided a back bend pose, either bridge or wheel, then counter rounding that back, maybe coming back into hugging the knees into the chest. And then begin to make your way into Shavasana. Here, begin to let go of that breath. Just let it go back to its autopilot. We have been doing this practice without music, but if you tune in here to the sounds around you, we are positioned in the corner at Sweet Peace Yoga, and there's some beautiful birds singing. Just taking the rest of this time to be, just be. Human beings, not human doings. Perhaps without moving, just bringing your full awareness to all the sounds around you. And then begin to invite movement back into your body. You can start anywhere you want. Fingers, toes, wrists, ankles. Perhaps you want to take a nice long stretch and reach the arms overhead. Lengthening the body. And then bending the knees and rolling on to whichever side is more comfortable to you this morning. Letting that head rest on that lower arm. Being grateful for This time that we can connect bodies, mind, and soul. It's no longer a luxury to take care of ourselves, but it is a necessity. Perhaps keeping the eyes closed, slowly pressing up to a seated position. Crossing the legs, coming to Sukhasana pose, easy pose. Let's bring our hands to the heart space. Let's just take a nice full inhale, full breath in. And on that exhale, open mouth, let all that breath out. One more time, full inhale, full exhale. Let's take our hands up to the crown chakra to send great energy out into the world, into our lips to send good words out into the world, into our heart space for compassion. The light in me honors that same light in each of you. Thank you for joining us. Namaste. Namaste. Thank you, Jordan, for assisting with this practice. You were fabulous. Thank you, everyone.